Assalamu alaikum. Today is the last day of March. Tomorrow will be April 1st. They used to call it April Fool's Day when we were kids. And we were told to play mean tricks. It's my society. It's how I grew up. And then we'd scare your friend half to death. We'd do something drastic. And then we'd say, ha, April Fools. Well, is it appropriate? Maybe I'll play a trick today. I've noticed that since I've started reading the Quran in Arabic, the majority of my comments are in Arabic. So that means the audience that I'm reaching is in Arabic. And they can read Arabic and write Arabic, and that's wonderful. And I'm happy for that. But my target audience are those who don't know how, and they should learn. And I want to teach them, of course, my way. There's so many hundreds of ways on the internet. However, today, I think I'll just do, for the last day of March, I'll just read in English. I'll read a couple of pages in English of Surat ATawbah, of course. We're still on Surat ATawbah. And see what happens with the comments. Just a curiosity. So we left off, well, I like to say in the Arabic Quran, page 189, and we begin on verse 14. So, of course, I can't just do it with no Arabic. So I'll just do one verse, and then I'll read from the English clear Quran. Okay? Although I have some differences with some comments that I've received from someone involved in this clear Quran. We'll get onto that later. It's a bit of a criticism, but, we're all brothers and sisters in Islam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قاتلوهم يعذبهم الله بأيديكم ويخزيهم وينصركم عليهم ويشفي صدور قوم مؤمنين. That's just to make it legitimate. I begin with Arabic. And here we're going to read now the translation. Verse 14. And I told you about the pagination here, how difficult it is, because they do it in the opposite direction from the Arabic. So what else is new? More confusion of what Allah really wants. Well, قاتلوهم means to fight them. اقتلوهم means to kill them. Just going over some things we've already discussed before. So fight them, and Allah will punish them at your hands, put them to shame, help you overcome them, and soothe the hearts of the believers, removing rage from their hearts. And Allah pardons whoever He wills, for Allah is all-knowing and all-wise. Do you believers think that you will be left without Allah's proving who among you truly struggles in His cause and never takes trusted allies other than Allah, His messenger, or the believers? And Allah is all aware of what you do. It is not for the polytheists to maintain the mosques of Allah. It should be Masajid Allah. I don't like the word mosques. I'm not into French. While they openly profess disbelief, their deeds avoid, and they will be in the fire forever. The Masajid of Allah should only be maintained by those who believe in Allah and the last day, establish prayer, pay alms tax, and fear none but Allah. It is right to hope that they will be among the truly guided. Do you pagans consider providing the pilgrims with water and maintaining the sacred masjid as equal to believing in Allah and the last day and struggling in the cause of Allah? They are not equal in Allah's sight, and Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people. Well, I'll do 2 more because that was very easy. So we're just going to go on now. And Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people or the rebellious people. Indeed, Allah has given you believers victory on many battlefields, even at the Battle of Hunain, when you took pride in your great numbers, but they proved of no advantage to you. The earth, despite its vastness, seemed to close in on you. Then you turned back in retreat. Then Allah sent down His reassurance upon His messenger and the believers, and sent down forces you could not see, and punished those who disbelieved. Such was the reward of the disbelievers. Then afterwards, Allah will turn in grace to whomever He wills. And Allah is all forgiving and most merciful. I'm going to continue reading because why not? O believers, indeed the polytheists are spiritually impure. You see, this is where I get bothered. Pagans, polytheists, disbelievers. You know, if we're talking about one group and they are the enemy, in this context, they're the enemy. They're mushrikeen and kuffar. We're going to have to do a whole lesson on meanings, especially from Surat ATawbah. Because Surat ATawbah is the one that the disbelievers always pick on and blame the Muslims for being aggressive and make themselves out to be the sweet, innocent. Please. Okay. O believers, indeed the polytheists are spiritually impure, so they should not approach the sacred masjid after this year. If you fear poverty, Allah will enrich you out of His bounty, if He wills. Surely Allah is all-knowing and all-wise. Fight those who do not believe in Allah and the last day, nor comply with what Allah and His messenger have forbidden, nor embrace the religion of truth from among those who were given the scripture, until they pay the tax, willingly submitting, fully humbled. Now here we find here, there's quite a large footnote on taxation. I really want you to read this. I'm not saying it's 100% correct, but it's better than what you already know, okay? So these are the things that are the essence of Surat ATawbah. What is the system that you want to establish? Who are you going to be nice to? And who are you going to be severe with? Etc. One of the big deals is called the jizya. You're going to have to figure, I'm not going to spoon feed you like a baby. I want you to get your translated Quran. I want you to listen to the Arabic. I want you to turn it on when you wake up in the morning, because that is going to remove the ran ala qalbik. Ran means like dirt, like something like needs to be polished. Your heart needs to be polished. And if you listen to Arabic, it will be polished. You can say, but I don't understand it. I used to think that. That's what the words mean. The words mean your heart is receiving it. That's how it starts. Then you start to really enjoy it. Then you start to love it. Then you want to really study it. I remember in the beginning, I would say to my sheikh, you know, the worst thing is these people, they're reading these Quran, and they have these little children in their kutab where they sit and memorize, and they're only 3 or 4. It's such a waste of time. They don't even know what they're saying. And my sheikh said, the words reach the hearts. The sound, literally the sound of the letters alone, are enough to make your brain cells twinkle. He didn't say that. I'm saying it for you in the way I lived it and know it, and it's true, and it's real. Arabic is the most powerful weapon in the arsenal because it's the words of Allah. Do you know for centuries they fought over that? Some of the scholars, quote unquote, they said, no, it's not the words of Allah. It's the meanings of the words of Allah. Well, people died over that for hundreds of years. Just wait for my History Channel. So I think now, 11 minutes. Should I just do a little bit more until they pay the tax? Willingly submitting, fully humbled? Yes, I think I'll stop here because it's a good place to stop. It's going to make you want to research. Okay, 11 minutes. I think that's good. I'm always, shooting for 10, but this was the second day after we could, start to drink coffee and everything was back to normal. Wasn't really back to normal, though, because my AC broke. So I had to have the technician come. It's just life. We're not in the paradise yet. But we will be one day, inshallah. Say with me, inshallah, al-Jannah. Al-Jannah means the paradise. Funny enough, I always have to put in these little asides. President Bush's daughter, the president that made the war with Iraq, his daughter's named Jannah. I think Allah's trying to tell him something. President Barack Obama's daughter is named Maria. It's also a word in the Quran. The words. Asma. Allah al-Husna. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.